Should we do this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is my mic working okay? All right.
Oh, yeah.
It's about time to get this thing going.
All right.
Let's flip. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Wow.
All right. There you
Yo.
go.
Yeah, boom. This
Every time it's like
man.
it's a surprise every time.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
You're good.
So
Nice.
good.
I'm
It
excited
was-
for today. I'm excited
Me
for
too.
today's stream.
It's kind of a rough night, though. You know.
It was a little
Still
bit of a rough
recovering.
night. Just so everybody knows, there is, hey, old buddy Lewis. How's it going, bud? Glad you could make it. So yeah, last night was a little bit rough. We're generally working pretty hard. We don't drink a lot, but we went to go see B Guy. Oh, what's up, Jesse?
What's up, Jesse?
He's all over our records. You guys should definitely be stoked that he is here. We're probably going to have him on one of these episodes. Maybe next week,
Totally.
Jesse, if you're down, you should come on and do a guest spot.
Jesse,
on the
next
stream.
week you should do it.
Anyways, since we moved to Texas, we've been getting local honey from a guy we basically call B Guy now. And it's about the silliest, man. He's amazing. He goes and he harvests wild honeycomb with his bare hands. And
He's crazy. He's
crazy.
a crazy man.
He gets stung like a lot, and
He was saying 40 to 80 times or something last time he collected honey from a wild hive.
But this honey is like crazy. It gives me goosebumps. It's like such
Yeah.
good honey. I don't
It's
even know.
It's like nectar. It's so
It's
like
like-
thick and
Yeah.
it's so good.
It's so good, man. I should have brought some of the honey to show everybody. But anyways, of course, on the way we picked up a bottle of tequila, and then
And a bottle of bourbon, you know. And
I'm on a struggle bus today, but it's okay because today will still be awesome because we're gonna share some of the new stuff. Oh, Jesse's down. Next week, you guys should be here next week so you can hear. I'm not kidding. Jesse is a bass player that later in our lives, folks our age, you're gonna go on Wikipedia and he's gonna be there as a session player on some great
Yeah,
records.
totally.
He's an incredible bassist,
Too.
especially with that headshot.
that is
You
a
guys
good headshot.
you guys are lucky to be seeing that mug of his on here. So why don't we jump into some of the stuff? As you guys know, if you've been on the stream before, we usually try to keep some type of thematic, thread going through the episodes. So today, I'm really, really excited for the first time to talk at length about the future.
The
Of the band.
future.
And just to cue this off, I'm going to give you guys a little taste of what the future might look like. Here we go.
Hey, Brendan. I was curious if you want to know about the future. Future time. Incoming future time. We shall talk about the future. The future of Under the Rock.
Wow.
Future.
Wow.
Anyhow, today
Wow.
we made a masterpiece.
I just want to say that took like 3 hours, like 2-3 hours.
I mean, you
It
got
took,
to film
it took
it.
an hour just to tape all that crap to Brendan. I had to tape an iPad to his chest, an outboard gear to his arms.
Oh my God.
man.
Speaking of which, yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Brendan here is wearing Elisa's EQs on.
Hey, Brendan. I was
EQ
curious
arms,
if you
iPad,
want to
chest.
know about the future. Future
How
time.
futuristic of you.
Wow.
So, anyways,
Oh,
and then
man.
I don't even know what Sean is. He's like a weird alien creature.
I don't know.
So anyway, today we're going to talk a little bit about where we're headed, what we're doing in the future here, and I'm pretty stoked because, as is usually the case with bands, you're usually a couple years behind yourself, right? So I mean, to write 10, 12 songs and then produce them and then come up with a
Record
marketing
them.
strategy, record them, and all that. It takes a long time. So when we released Pale King, we were so sick of those songs for years, and then we released Too Far Away, and again for years we'd been sick of those songs, and now we actually have 2 records that are pretty close. And the one that we're going to be releasing first, which we've decided is the actual later songs. It's a record called Dear Adeline. It's all about breakups, breakup theme album. Is for the first time, some tunes that are relatively recent, and so it's cool. I'm really excited to share some more mature stuff because in the past, historically, we were younger, we're just growing up still. Our first record, I mean, we were in college when we were writing those tunes, and so now I feel like proud of the work that we're doing in a new and unique way. And so even though we're still a few months behind releasing these tunes, I wanted to share with you guys today at least one of the tunes, and let you guys kind of hear what we're up to these days. I mean, this one's still a little less complex than some of the tunes. I mean, there's no big string arrangements and horns arrangements like the rest of the stuff. I mean, keep in mind this is a rough mix. These things might change. You might add strings, but
there's no mix on it, right, at all. We just tracked it.
Yeah, and it sounds good enough to share, even though there's nothing. I mean, we haven't even finished lining stuff up on this. So it's gonna be cool.
It's pretty raw.
Yeah, so stick around if you guys are jumping on. If you can stick around until we get to sharing that tune, that's probably the reason to be here today. But in the meantime, before we get to the sort of coup de grace, how you guys doing? How's everybody doing on the live stream? I see a bunch of folks here. Feel free to comment in any questions, anything you want to tell us about. And Sean or Brendan, if you have a chance, can you maybe throw a link to this live stream into the post we did earlier? I know a couple folks asked, hey, how do we find this live stream if it doesn't show up as a notification? So if you could just drop that in the post for any folks that aren't able to find us. Taylor, did you just say it'll be a few months before Dear Adeline is released? Yes. Unfortunately, that's the case.
Yes, that is the case.
I can't tell if that's excited or disappointed.
I think it's disappointed. I think
it's disappointed too.
I think but I'm glad that people are stoked for the album to come out, and for the fans who actually follow us closely. If you're on our email list, we're so bad about like keeping a release till the day it's released. Like we send our stuff out early to the email list.
We get excited
for so long before it comes out. So if you're on the email list, then that's great. You'll hear most of the tunes probably before the album comes out, and even maybe some tunes that didn't make it onto the record. Was that fair enough? Managing expectations.
There you go.
But again, seriously, we're going to be releasing all this stuff early to close following fans. So definitely, if you're not on that email list, maybe we'll link in there one more time. Excited though, we are too. Thanks for being here, Taylor. Thanks for joining and supporting our little indie project and being excited about our record, because this is probably the first time in a pretty lengthy band history that we have folks who are this excited. I mean, we're getting emails and messages, and it means so much. If I could have told myself 10 years ago, hey, you just keep doing this and there's a considerable amount of folks who are going to be interested in listening and buying these albums, I would have been like, blow it out your ass. There's no way. But here we are. So thanks for being here. Anyway, moving on. So let's dig in a little bit to what we are planning for this record. And I just want maybe Brendan and Sean, just because I've been running my mouth for a bit, tell me what your one, if you had to pick one favorite thing, not song, but one favorite thing about these new records, whether that's the arrangements, whether that's the songwriting, whether that is just give a little juice about what you enjoy about these albums so that people can start to get excited and take it away.
Go ahead, John.
I've been stoked on not just the arrangement, but all the new instruments that I get to play in particular. Like I've never really played slide too much, and there's some slide on the record. All the new string stuff, and listening to what Brendan does a lot of the string arrangement. Listening to what Brendan comes up with is awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of new stuff that we haven't really done before with production too. We're doing some more. We're dipping our feet into the electronic-y stuff too, somewhat. And so there's new exciting stuff.
And lap steel. Sean's picked up lap steel. He's running drills on lap steel, and he picked up stand-up bass. So
it sounds really good too. That stand-up bass.
Sounds like weird. Like I didn't think it was gonna.
Yeah, you're gonna see some videos of that soon. Some new videos with
live videos.
Mm-hmm. We're releasing 2 new kind of top of funnel live videos that you'll see circulating the internet soon, and they're both awesome. And Sean is holding down the fort with stand-up bass, and
who would have thought?
He's really surprisingly good too.
I wanted to undermine Sean. I thought you were gonna suck at it. And then
me too. I thought he was gonna suck like bad hard. Like
really and then it was gonna be a wasted physically large purchase.
Just a waste of time, waste of our excitement. But no, he's coming through. So it's
I'm excited.
Waste of space.
It's awesome.
So next week maybe we'll be able to debut a couple of those live videos with Sean taking up some new roles in the band. Until Jesse.
Whoa.
Jesse. Okay.
Right.
Are you talking about a fish or?
Let's just
let's just say it's a fish.
We'll leave it at that.
It's a fish. Yeah.
But I do want to say, hopefully one of these days Jesse can make it out to Austin, or as soon as coronavirus is over, we're planning a tour. So you'll see maybe him playing some regular bass, along with maybe some openings for now Jesse to try out some guitar playing. He's also it's pretty much Jesse's kind of better than we are at all
those guys. He's one of those guys that just picks up an instrument and then you're like, screw you, dude. Like he picks up a harmonica for the first time.
He's also really good at nose flute.
Dude.
Really
nose
good
flute.
At nose flute.
That's not true. I'm the nose flute guy.
Are you better at nose flute?
Remember the nose flute? Remember when we had that? It's a silly instrument. Anyways, let's stay on track here. If you don't know what a nose flute is, tune in next week and I'll give you a nose flute solo if I can pull the old thing out of the bag. But let's talk a little bit about Adeline, specifically more, and a little bit about kind of where that album came from, and maybe we can move on to some of Brendan's things that he's excited. And oh my God, all over the place. We're going to talk about what Brendan's excited for about Adeline, and then we are going to talk about where the album came from, what it means, and why we're making it. So Brendan, give us a little juice.
So Casey is the nose flute guy for sure. So I mean, this album, I think we talked about this last time on the live stream, but every time you make an album, you learn so much about the process and about writing tunes and even about your own instrument and writing parts and about your band members and what their strengths are and everything. So every time we go to record and we work together, we it's really cool. It's like I feel like we understand each other better and we can play off of each other. So like for instance, like I write the string part, like a skeletal version of it, and then Casey and I will come in and make adjustments, make sure it sounds good, and then if it's too easy listening, we'll add some dissonance and kind of that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think every time we write together, we explore different things, and we're always pushing ourselves, and that's the most exciting part for me. But besides that, I also got a Rhodes, which is really sick. So that's been really fun.
For the album. Yeah,
I mean, we were writing this album and recording a bunch, and I was like, we've been using like VST fake Rhodes, sampled Rhodes, and then I just like kind of bit the bullet or whatever and got a Rhodes, and that thing sounds great.
It's awesome. I mean, he souped that thing up, right? It's an original 1977.
Yeah, 1977 Mark I.
Yeah.
88 keys, which is not too common. Usually there's 73 keys, so you have like way more bass It's really heavy. It's like 150 pounds or something.
Oh, it's so heavy.
Beast, but it's awesome. Sounds really good.
And he's surprisingly good at it, you know?
Thanks, man. Yeah, you're gonna hear it. You're actually gonna hear it on the tune that we have. We're gonna play today.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. And it's juicy. It's major juicy.
It's major juice.
But yeah, so I agree too, dude. Like one of my favorite parts about being in a band like this, because we're not a band like a pop band or whatever. We're like the homies that do this forever, right?
Yeah.
And we just keep hitting our heads against it until something happens, and it over time it grows. But you can't expect, to necessarily make money right away. That is a slow burn, right? It's happening slowly now, but historically you can't expect for that to be. You can't expect to necessarily get popular right away. You can't necessarily expect to be doing humongo tours, but what you can expect is to learn like a lot about music, about yourself, about working and managing yourself, working with other people and managing other people. I mean, being in a band is like a boot camp for like accountability and self-sufficiency and like working with small margins of money and making it work for. I mean, I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of us for getting here. And get out of here. Anyway, moving on. So, we got the album, and here is a little screenshot of the.
I'm gonna look at it. Okay.
Yeah, here's a little screenshot of where the tunes are currently at. Actually, this hasn't been updated, so they're pretty much.
It's almost there.
It's almost there.
It's coming along. It's coming along. We got drums on everything for the most part.
Yeah.
Brendan's the workhorse.
Brendan is a workhorse. Unfortunately, we still have one unwritten song, although that'll be 11 songs if that happens. Anyways, we're really close. I mean, drums take the longest, so it's really winding down to the end here, and we're pretty excited to actually be working maybe for the first time with a I won't say too much, but with a notable PR company on this release, which will be exciting. But anyways,
hang in there, Taylor. It's close.
Hang in there, Taylor.
Oh shoot, I forgot about these comments. Hi guys. Hi Sean. I'm only here to see the nose flute. That's
next week.
I know it's from a bit ago, but next week this will be happening. If I can find the flute. I have half of my family are Jewish ancestry, and as you know, us Jews are much better at nose flute than the rest. So,
yeah.
And why is that?
Yeah.
But it's just a cultural thing.
It's a cultural, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Come on, lighten up, guys. We're, just for any folks who've just joined, we're talking about the future of our band. We're talking about our next releases and why we wrote those albums, why we're releasing them, and we're a little bit hungover from yesterday, which is not usually the case, but we're all moving slow.
We're
Taylor
all
Kurz,
struggling.
I don't know what that's in real. In
that doesn't.
It's a band name.
It's just
a band name.
Is that one of your favorites?
Hey, speaking of releases, we have a song that's actually coming out tomorrow on Spotify, iTunes.
Oh yeah,
all that
that's
stuff.
Right.
So
I forget we bust them out so.
Yeah,
quickly.
I know. So that's Rainbow Connection is coming out tomorrow, you guys. So
nice.
Make sure to stream that and
for folks who haven't seen that, we did a cover of Kermit the Frog's Rainbow Connection. It was out on the internet a bunch, but just so everyone knows, there's a really nicely mixed, mastered, touched up version of that coming out tomorrow on streaming with major help from Dave Peters at Oak House Studios, an incredible, wonderful ear in the heart of Los Angeles, California. So let's dive in a little bit more into Dear Adeline and where it came from. So Sean, can you tell me a little bit about this?
Oh man, it was so long ago.
Wow.
So September 5th, 2018, Casey and I guess were jamming at it looks like his Long Beach apartment, and came up with the Adeline theme. Adeline is kind of this a fictional ex-girlfriend. Yeah, I didn't realize how long ago that was.
You guys look so young.
Yeah,
you look so young.
Yeah,
it's only 2 years ago. You look like 16 years old.
So that's probably the oldest tune on the record. That's the one that kind of started the theme of.
And that tune has changed like a lot over 2 years.
We re-recorded or rewrote that tune maybe
5, 6 times,
6 or 7 times. I mean, we couldn't solve the end of the tune, which happens. You write this awesome tune and then you can't figure out how to finish it.
Where does it go?
Yeah.
And then we did at one point. We finished it, but then, as is usually the case, we didn't record.
Forgot it,
and then we forgot it. So then we had to do it again, and it wasn't as good. And I'm really glad we forgot it, because the way it is now is amazing. It's awesome now. It's incredible. But yeah, so we started this album, I guess years ago. And what's interesting to me about it is we all had like a pretty gnarly breakup at the time. So just for folks who just joined, we're talking about our next record, Dear Adeline, the future of our band. And we're talking about kind of where that album came from. I think that for me, Too Far Away was an interesting album because it was very close to home for me at the time. But I feel like it fell a little short in some areas where maybe folks didn't have the tools to connect with it, right? Like folks who didn't rock climb. Our last EP was a rock climbing themed record. And so as we continue to make music, I enjoy the process of trying to figure out a way to communicate with the listeners, right? With folks, and try to make it mean something to everybody. And this is where Dear Adeline, I felt like, was going to be a great album for everybody, because everybody's been through a breakup. Everybody knows that process. It's not didactic. It's not some weird, like, let me tell you how breakups are. But I think it's a good, like, honest exploration of that fucked up process of going through a messed up breakup. And we all around the same time had that happen, right? We all had some messed up breakup. And I think that juice made its way into the record. You know, just for folks who, again, just joined, we're going to be unveiling the first tune off of the new record only to streaming here. So if you have the opportunity to stick around, you'll get to hear it, and then it will be months before the song is heard by anybody else again. So stick around to hear this song. Let's talk a little bit about some of the tunes that are on there, right? Let's talk about the one that we're gonna show them today. Go to Sleep.
Go to Sleep. Yeah, I mean, that one has been around for 3 years. Jesse was saying that he heard that one when he was living with us. Or no, just when he was still playing with us. So yeah, about 2 years. It's about 2 years old.
Yeah.
But again, like these songs, like Casey basically writes the songs for the most part, but then they evolve over time, right? As more we work on them together, and just over time, over 2 years, you know, the song kind of changed. Had this idea, this melodic idea for the chorus, and then there's an ending, kind of an outro that was added later, and so they're always kind of morphing, and especially if they've been around for that long, 2 or 3 years.
We were kind of chewing on the idea of like a lullaby type theme for an album, right? And I think that might have been part of that era, and then it kind of evolved into something else that would fit what we're doing now.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it works really well on this record, though, because I don't know about you guys, but when I go through some gnarly breakup and you're so close to somebody, so close to them emotionally and physically and whatever, and then that person's all of a sudden not in your life anymore, and then you get into bed, right, alone for the first time in like a long time, and then you lay there. Right, you just lay there going, it's like a drug withdrawal or something.
Totally,
It's such a feeling that everybody knows, right? And you're just trying to go to sleep. You can't do it. You can't do it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think it belongs in a really special way on that album, and I think it really comes across.
It's also kind of funny because it started off kind of with just that specific like scene or whatever, but then as we were writing the lyrics, it kind of took a different turn. Like the lyrics came out like they're a little strange.
Yeah, in a good way.
In a good way.
In a good way, yeah.
I just so everybody knows, I teach songwriting lessons for the other half of my living, and I tell my students all the time, it's a big thing for me to create some type of tension, right? You have to create some type of tension between the character who's speaking and the situation that's happening. Because if you don't set some dominoes up to fall, you're going to have no action. You're going to have no movement, right? So you try to create the most tense scene possible. And usually if you do it right, then all you have to do is this, and then the whole thing just happens, right? And so this tune, where do you go from somebody trying to fall asleep after a breakup, right? What are you gonna do there? So we started playing with ideas, and what came out?
Stacked a lot of dominoes.
Stacked a lot of dominoes. And usually we're just firing stuff off until something lands, right? So it's the lyrics go, it's 2 a.m. all alone, and what happens, right? And we're like, how can we show that desperation in that moment? How do we show that desperation?
I think at first we were saying like eating shrimp off my chest.
Right. It's funny. It's
just funny, and it shows like a scene of someone depressed and kind of struggling. But there's not. You're right. There's not much tension there. Like
what's gonna happen?
There's nothing. Yeah. There's nothing that's set to happen. Like he gets shrimp on his bed sheets. Whoa. Right. That's not. There's not much there.
So what did we come up with?
So the guy, 2 a.m. all alone, I drunk dial your mom on the phone.
Your mom. So there's there's the you we're talking to, and it was 2 a.m. all alone, and I drunk dialed your mom on the phone. And boom, we look around and we're like, yo, that's weird.
That's weird.
That's desperate, weird, and it's beautiful because it's desperate and weird.
But like then there's all these questions like why your mom?
And then you have to answer yourself,
and then drunk dialed also has some connotation too, right? He's struggling and he's drunk. And
real quick, Everclear does a good job at writing intention in their lyrics, I think. But good point. Under the Rug's lyrics are great. Thanks, dude. Thanks for getting on and hanging out with us. And I've never really dove into Everclear.
Yeah, really.
But if that's the case, then I'm gonna give it
the early 2000s. The early 2000s band, right?
Are they the one that do? What was that?
They Father of Mine. Tell me
is that them?
Been. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was that. What was that tune that we were? Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're jamming on some tunes. That D minor chord. Do 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 do.
That's Everlast.
Everlast. Different band. Okay, all right.
Moving on.
We're back.
For folks who just joined, we're talking about our next album, Dear Adeline. We're talking a little bit about where it came from. We're going to preview for the first time one of the tunes, which is called Go to Sleep. And it is about that moment of trying to go to sleep after a terrible breakup. And we're talking a little bit about how that came about. The first lyrics are 2 a.m. all alone, drunk dialed your mom on the phone. Weird. Strange.
Where does it go from there?
Where do you go from there?
Where do you go from there? And why? Why did he drunk dial her mom, your mom on the phone? Well, to hear a voice that sounds like you. That's the next lyric. And then she was kind as if she knew kind of what I was going through. And then she said, and then the chorus is, go to sleep, forget about tomorrow, forget about the lonely and the sorrow, forget about it now, right? Just some folks chiming in here. Your style kind of reminds me of Alkaline Trio. I don't know them.
I've heard that name.
We're definitely going to look them up. Feel free, by the way, guys, if you're on this live stream, you're watching, you have some stuff that you think that we would like, that you want to share with us, you just want to talk to
Yeah.
us, feel free
Comment
to message
away.
us. Comment on Facebook, comment on YouTube, message us. You can also just email us directly. If you're on the email list, you can reply to any of our emails and email us directly, and we are happy to hang out with you. I'm old too, if I know who they are. Are we talking about Everclear?
I think
Because that
Everclear, yeah.
makes
I mean, I
old
feel like Trio's
as
been around
well.
for a while too.
Yeah, I just think we live under some kind of rock or something.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, but anyways, this character goes and he goes for a drunk drive, and
He goes for a drunk drive.
He goes for a drunk drive with a mug of beer in his lap, and he driving on the road sings himself, parrots back what his
it's like a
mom
mantra
told him.
almost to him
Go to sleep.
at that point.
Yeah,
it's like
so.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. That's awesome. I'm glad that you like the music. I'm also glad that you're here. I think that if you haven't yet, you should reach out and let's get to know each other better. And we can talk about when we're going to be in your area on this next tour that we're planning right after coronavirus, as well as maybe get you a little bit more involved with some of our music. We like to send people free gifts, free t-shirts, and other things. So anyways, get in touch if you're on this live stream. Truck Tequila, Vince Pompey chiming in.
Thanks, Vince.
A mug of beer, whatever. It's hurts me to talk about booze right now because last night was about the first time I drank in like a long time. And it hurt my head.
And he's a lightweight.
Oh, I don't drink anymore.
He had one sip and he was just
Oh, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
Okay, so for folks who have stayed, I think it's about time. We've been rambling on and on.
Can I just tell the story really quick? So there's this little solo break in the middle of the song, and Casey had this idea of having a phone call, right? Like a little snippet of audio. And so we were trying to figure out who was going to do this phone call, and we were like tossing around ideas, and then finally, who was it? Who came up with it? But someone we decided to use. It was me. We decided to use Sean's mom as the voice of the mom. So we called her like 3 or 4 times and had her do the voice. So that's Sean's mom. So when you hear it, you'll hear my voice and you'll also hear Sean's mom.
She's gonna be famous.
She's gonna be famous.
It was exactly like me. After the 3rd take, she was like, "This is the last one, Sean."
Let's help make Sean's mom famous. Help share the song when it comes out. Campaign to make Paula famous.
Paula famous. Thank you, Paula, by the way.
Thank you, Paula.
If you're watching.
If you're watching.
Mom.
Yeah. All right, here it goes. We're going to unveil this tune. We're going to play this tune for you guys. Thanks for sticking around and listening to us ramble. I know we're moving a little slow today, but I'm really excited to share this with you. Keep in mind a couple notable points. This is a song about trying to go to sleep after a breakup, not being able to. This is off of our new record, Dear Adeline, which is a breakup-themed album that everyone can relate to. This has no mix. There's no tiny amounts of vocal tuning. I know for a fact there's some funky stuff in there.
Yeah.
This is just for people who watch our live stream. So, don't judge us. This isn't a polished track. This is an unmixed, unmastered, pretty much just tracked in from the board straight into a DAW. But
let us know what you think. Comment, tell us what you like, what you hated. Please. Yeah,
let us know. This is a new direction for us. So everybody who's watching, I'm going to play the song now. In the comments, let us know what you think, how you feel about it, if you love it, if you hate it. Here we go. We are unveiling the first new tune from Dear Adeline. This is Go to Sleep, no mix.
Drunk she knew. Said, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, forget about tomorrow, forget about the lonely and the sorrow, forget about it now, forget about it now.
Hello? Who is this?
Only could I see the road in my lap, a mug full of beer. Driving fast, maybe slow. Those three words ring in my ear. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, forget about tomorrow, forget about the lonely and the sorrow, forget about it now, forget about it
Bam!
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 Oh,
That is a
your vocals
banger.
at the end make me smile every single
Yeah,
time.
Totally.
It's
No
so
effect,
Robert Plenty.
no mix.
Yeah.
Tonight. Ah, it's so good.
Ooh, oh, you hit it again.
Yeah, baby. Come on. I'm a vocal machine. I'm a
He's
machine.
warmed up.
Yeah.
Even when he's hung over.
Oh, yeah.
I remember how that
was-
happened. You were like just singing, we were tracking and you just made up some fake lyrics. Gonna eat some cheese tonight or something. And then I was like, it's pretty cool.
Actually pretty sick.
It's
dude.
actually pretty sick.
The comment was funny because I feel the same way. When I was when we're listening to it over and over again for ideas, I'm like, damn, this is kind of making me a little sleepy.
Totally.
It's a little bit of lullaby-ish.
First three chords, it kind of reminds me a little bit of that it's that Radiohead tune, exit music for a film. It like slow burns it for like 3/4 of the tune, right? And then that big drum fill comes in, and you get like one repetition with that full Tom York LT. Ah, it's beautiful. I love that tune. Thanks so much, Taylor. Thanks so much, Lewis. Thanks so much, Line. Feel free to comment the pronunciation of your name. I'm really sorry. I'm terrible.
We want to know. Thank you, Justin.
And Lisa. Lisa is in here too.
And Zach.
I'm not getting those
Lunar Eclectic.
Oh, yeah.
And Zach, yeah.
Zach, dude. Lunar Eclectic is a fantastic local Austin kind of like jam, psychedelic jam, proggy jam band.
Funky metal-y sometimes.
Yeah, killer group. Yeah. I highly recommend everybody check them out. They are an awesome Austin
find a place here too.
Music staple.
They helped us with the move. Yep, Dom helped us with the move.
Oh, there it is. Pronounced line.
Okay.
Line. Okay, it's French. That's an awesome name. That's a beautiful name. Line. Is your last name Linus? Do you play piano too? Sorry, we are just having a hard time today with this hangover. But thank you for entertaining us and not judging us too much. But yeah, speaking of going to sleep, we all wish we could be going to sleep right now. Unfortunately, there is stuff to do. Luis Gomez, it's got sweet long notes blended on every beat, making it the perfect song for plenty of playtime. I have to learn on a one note. Thanks for reading Under the Rug. Well, thank you so much for those kind words, Luis. Thank you so much. Funny you mentioned Radiohead. Ironically, they also have a track titled.
Do they?
That sucks. No, I mean that's great.
I'm looking it up. I gotta know.
It's fine that they, took our.
Because we listened to a lot of Radiohead.
Yeah, and I just don't know that.
Oh shoot, they totally do.
What album?
Oh, the lyrics are the same too.
The lyrics are exactly.
The lyrics are the exact same.
Exact lyrics.
My mom is on the track too.
Yeah,
no.
Paul is on that track. That's crazy. So anyways, for stragglers who are still here, we're gonna maybe play just one more little quick tune, a song we wrote for Adeline a long time ago that was actually already out on the internet, where I have a terrible case of acne on the video, but it still came out to be a vibey and wonderful song. Love all the facial hair.
Thanks, Lena.
It is awesome. Someone last week said that my mustache looks like the embarrassing uncle at a barbecue or something, which I love. I
think that's true. Yeah.
Mustache I'm going for. No,
also, I really like that profile picture.
Line plus anus. You fit right in.
Yeah, totally.
Humor. Also, Justin fits right in with our terrible sense of humor.
Thank you, and also fuck you, dude.
Yeah. A second new track. This isn't a new track.
You've probably heard it. Yeah,
you might. If you dug deep, you've heard this one before.
So again, for folks who are just joining, we're talking about our upcoming album. We're playing some tunes off our new album. If you are just coming online, you missed a fully produced track from the album. Unfortunately, so I would go back and take a look. What is up, dude? I would go back and listen to that because you missed what is maybe one of the tunes I'm proudest of right now, or at least out of the ones we have finished. And we are going to talk a little bit about one more tune. This album, Dear Adeline, is an album about breakups, and I think every tune has a really kind of specific angle on something you feel during or after a breakup. Go to Sleep is trying to sleep after a breakup, and the weird desperation that comes with being alone for the first time. If you haven't heard it, you need to go back in this live stream because it's the only place you're going to hear it for a few months until the album comes out.
Yep.
Now we're going to talk a little bit about My Best Friend. One of the other things that happens, I think, when you go through a breakup is you realize how important it is to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Both from a physical perspective and a mental perspective. I think it's really difficult to relearn how to care for yourself. And so I think My Best Friend is a tune that everybody can get along with because everybody's felt that moment of I have to start going on my runs again. I have to start eating the right food.
I put too much stock in someone else for too long. It's time to
totally. You become sort of codependent, and then you have to relearn how to function without like a sidekick,
Yeah, how to better yourself without someone else.
Oh, Leah came to join us.
Leah, I told you, I'm a headband guy now.
Headbanging. I have this cool N64 hat. You're not gonna tell me something?
I'm just rocking my grays, so
Your grays are rad, dude.
I work out in the mornings all the time and wear a headband.
He's actually working out right now under the.
Yeah, I'm actually doing curls right now.
2001, 2002.
Ooh.
All right, Jesse, keeping us on track. My Best Friend.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse.
Oh, thanks, Jesse. We need that.
My first concert was Radiohead.
That's rad.
Amazing. My first concert was Mason Jennings, who I still love. If you guys don't know Mason Jennings, check him out.
Mine was the Rolling Stones, and
really?
Metallica opened. It was really strange.
Weird. Although I'd love to see, I still haven't seen the Stones.
Yeah, it's
Mine
pretty
was
cool.
Stone Temple Pilots.
Your
Temple
first,
Pilots.
really?
I got,
Stone Temple?
yeah, and I got left at the concert when I was very young.
Also, you got to give Justin a nice little, flip him the
It's
bird on
the
that one.
lighting, dude. I'm actually really tan right now. It's just the lighting.
No, he's not. He's not tan at all.
He's never
I'm not.
He's
I'm
never
not.
been. He doesn't tan.
Vaughn's
I don't.
bag.
I can't.
Okay, moving on. Let's play a little bit of this tune, "My Best Friend," for folks who are just joining.
Give me
New album.
one sec though, because I want to show the thumbnail really quick. I pulled it just because I was looking through some old stuff that had to do with the new album, and the face that you make here is just so good.
I look like a
Yeah.
George Carlin.
You look like George Carlin, totally.
You look frightened. Why are you so frightened?
Hey, I was scared.
It's like you spelled something wrong.
I heard something really stupid, and he's like, "Did you really just say that?"
Oh, really?
Anyway, we could play the video. I just wanted to show that because it makes me happy.
I'm glad you did. I'm really glad you did.
This is an old tune that has made it onto the new album. It's the only other one you're going to hear, probably, unless you're on our email list, which I highly recommend you get on if you're not. It's the only other one you're going to hear until the album comes out. This is "My Best Friend," a breakup tune about reacquainting yourself with yourself after a breakup.
I don't really mind my sweet Adeline. Just one big fat waste of time. So I thought I'd leave, Now that it's over, I can lay my head down at night. Now that it's over, I can reacquaint myself with my best friend. Me, la da da dee, la da dee, da da da. Well, just one shot to be, so you be you and I'll be me. Now that it's over, I can lay my head down at night. Well, finally sober, I can acquaint myself with my best friend, me.
Okay, that was an
Nice.
interesting tune.
Yeah.
You're so grungy, dude. You're so grungy.
Yeah, my face is like shiny.
Yeah.
Well, also, we didn't really know how to. We didn't know how to diffuse light either. We just like put like harsh lighting right on your face. Just like,
for everybody who is listening to that tune, I just want to let you know in the background what was happening on our little live stream setup here, where we can kind of see each other, but you can't see us. We were doing a lot of this while it was happening. I'm just going to demonstrate if we could all just give it one more. Pretty much for that whole time. So
yeah, just to let you know.
I highly recommend if you enjoy this band, if you enjoy our music, you enjoy us, you should be silly and dance sillily to our music, or you're not really getting it. My Best Friend is on YouTube currently.
Yeah,
that is correct.
Yes.
We did so many videos for a little bit that everything's kind of buried, but there's 3 playlists on the front page of our YouTube and in the live in studio. I think
it's called Live in Studio. Yep. Yeah.
Live in studio.
So the recorded version of that tune is like way different almost. I mean, the guitar is the same, but there's drums, there's bass, there's cello.
Cool.
It evolved. It evolved for sure.
Cello. It's got like a Radiohead thing to it too.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's kind of like a groovy, funky thing, but the drums are played with brushes, so it's kind of got the softer.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's cool. And then Jesse, of course, did a great bass line on it too.
Yeah, always.
So,
I love his bass line on that. It's so groovy.
It's like a weird. It's like
it's unexpected almost.
It's almost like Bella Flecky or something. I don't know. It's got a funky vibe to it. Yeah, it's cool.
I highly recommend everybody who's hearing, kind of heard us, because we came from the ground up. Take a listen to this album when it comes out. Really, it's such an exciting time for this band because this album is so cool. It is so cool. I'm so proud of what we've put together on this record. So, also, I just want to make an announcement. We're going to announce this officially to our email address. We're going to announce it to our social medias too. We've been testing the waters of this live stream situation, and now that I feel like we have kind of a rhythm going, I think we're going to move it a little bit later. So we're going to change the time. Every time we do this, more folks get on as time goes on. So I think that signifies to me that we need to dial in the time, make sure everybody can make it. So we're going to be posting some stuff about when this live stream will be from now on. For the rest of the few minutes we have left, I think we have maybe 2 or 3 minutes left. Anybody have any questions? Any questions, concerns, things they're interested in about the new albums, things that they want to tell us? If not, no worries. We will log off a little early today. And let the time begin. Just giving it.
Just hanging out.
People to be able to say it. They want to know.
What's up, Sean?
Nothing.
Yeah,
I'm just chilling.
If your band, okay, I got one. Here we go. There you go.
Band with a cookie. What would it be?
White chocolate macadamia.
Whoa.
Oh, that's interesting.
But
I feel like you would
sour cream chocolate chip cookies, dude.
Oh, dude! If nobody's tried to make sour cream chocolate chip cookies or use sour cream as a baking ingredient, I highly recommend you do.
It's really good.
They're like little pancakes. It's amazing.
I think it's an Oreo, by the way. I think the answer to this question is Oreo. Sean is the creamy filling. Turkey or ham?
Turkey for me.
Nah.
You're wrong.
Nah. Well. Okay, moving on.
Are you gonna dive into that one?
Yeah. What else did you have to say about that?
Okay, sorry. Hold on.
Okay, well, let's really explore this topic then, Sean.
Turkey or ham, Sean?
What do you like?
Ham. Well, turkey is like an everyday type of thing, you know. Ham is like a special treat for me. Like if I'm feeling decadent, I want ham, not turkey. And you could fuck up. Pardon me. You could screw up turkey pretty bad. You could make it super dry, but you can't screw up ham. It's always so good.
I'm gonna just give you one other side of the coin here. I have to say this.
Oh,
turkey is a beautiful pairing ingredient. I'm a as far as sandwiches go. As far as sandwiches really go,
I
feel
are we talking
like
about cold cuts? Or are we talking about what are we talking about here?
Well, I mean, cold cuts. Yeah, I think we're talking about cold cuts for the time being. Let's just.
Okay.
We're sticking with cold cuts. Okay.
I think that a sandwich should have many flavors and textures, and that's why I think bacon should be paired on a turkey sandwich. And when it is far superior to a ham sandwich. Anything you can do with a ham sandwich. All right.
Yeah, everybody take your cold cut information from this guy.
Okay, moving
on. All right.
You write from experience. I think everybody does.
Yeah, of course.
But these are fictional characters, right?
Yeah,
we haven't killed a dog or anything.
I was just gonna say we haven't killed our neighbor's dog, so
we haven't done that.
Yeah, never killed a dog. If you guys really want to dive into some stuff that's definitely a fiction, go to YouTube and check out "A Serial Killer Comes Home," the official music video we did for that. That is about as weird as it gets, and we don't kill people. But I think everybody writes from experience. I think the feelings are feelings that we felt, right? I mean, I think of The Neighbor's Dog, which if you guys don't know that tune, that's a song about killing your neighbor's dog. And even though nobody's probably really felt like they want to kill their neighbor's dog for real, literally, I think we've all, and the sort of chorus and the crux of the song is about looking at something that you've done that was bad, and then approaching, maybe I'm a crappy person. And I think everybody's felt that. I think everybody's looked at the past and gone, "Yeah, was that thing I did good? And does that
What
make
kind
me a
of
bad
person?
person?
Yeah. Who am I?
Who
What
am I?"
Mhm.
And so in that sense, writing from experience, the names and the places and the acts are changed. But we
It's
all,
easier to explore those feelings or situations too when it's a character doing them, when it's somebody else
right.
doing it.
Yeah, when it's not so much about your own ego, but more about the thing, the act, the moment, the feeling, right? Who cares? I don't want to talk about myself anymore, right? Like I had enough.
I already
of that.
live my life. I have to deal with myself every day.
Yeah, I have to keep my own voice in my head even when I'm not talking. Can you tell us anything about the pending concert tour coming to North Florida? I would love to.
You have a
as soon as
crash on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming to Florida
Can
if we can stay with you.
our first tours as this project are going to be rough. I mean, we're going to be working with small margins. So anybody who wants to see us, anyone who wants us to come to their hometown, go ahead and let us know if there's a place that we could stay. We're relatively quiet, non-partying, clean people on a tour. I probably imagine all of those things are still true except clean. A shower would probably be greatly appreciated, but it's going to be as soon as this coronavirus situation is in a place where we feel comfortable that we're not doing damage. We're not worried about ourselves as much as doing damage to anybody else.
Yeah.
But I would say, probably next year, probably late next year is my guess. You guys think that's realistic?
Yeah, I think so.
We don't want to kill dogs. I love dogs. I wish I could have a dog. We are going to.
We say y'all.
We say y'all. Yeah.
We say y'all.
We say y'all.
Yeah.
I think we fit right in.
Why are all cuts of turkey with different cuts of pig names?
Wow.
Well, Leah is always full of smart thoughts.
It's just so much wisdom.
So much wisdom.
I don't even know what to say.
People want to talk about ham.
People want to talk about ham. Let's give the people what they want. Here's another one. Have you tried turkey ham though? No.
No, that's not a thing.
We haven't. We haven't tried that.
I tried turkey ham. Well, I'm glad everybody's priorities are straight.
Yeah, turkey and ham.
Dylan, who is an awesome, wonderful fan, always here on our live streams, and it means the world to us. Thank you, Dylan, for coming and hanging out. Have you ever ate a hot dog at a funeral? For folks who don't know, we have a tune called Hot Dog at a Funeral that will be on one of the other newer records that isn't out yet. But no. Although I've wanted to.
No.
I've had a lot of family death stuff and have been to a lot. Everyone has, but it's been a lot of. I feel like I've been to funerals than people. Some weird. And I always wish it was more real. That's why a little bit about why I wrote that song. I wish it was more real when I go, because there's so much kind of religious ceremony and stuffiness and pretending like people were a little different than they were, and it always makes me uncomfortable thinking about my own dying, and then people talking about how angelic I was. We're not. We're human beings, and that's what makes us wonderful. So the idea of sloughing off the weird stuffiness of a funeral and having one that is honest and grimy and eating hot dogs and
totally
grieve me like that, grieve my death like that.
Yeah, just have a party for me or something. I don't know.
Have a hot dog
Yeah.
party.
Have a hot dog
with
party.
ham. With
Ah,
ham and
yeah.
we're back to ham. We're back to ham. Death and ham.
Sorry,
we
talk
could
about death. Back to ham.
back to ham. Nobody wants to talk about funerals. They want to talk about ham.
Talk about ham. Look, guys,
Yeah.
we have some full hangovers to nurse today.
Yes.
Sorry, we're a little bit slow, and I think it's about time we jump off here. But please do join us next week. I think we're gonna have if I think he said yeah. I think we're gonna have Jesse, our bassist, come and do a guest spot, talk a little bit about
That'd be rad.
so you'll get to with Jesse and we what's another way to get these people to come back, guys? Maybe we will show a little clip from our next videos, the live versions of
Yeah.
I saw your dad. I caught your dad looking. Hey, Jad. That's a real song. I caught your dad looking at a Backpage ad. Maybe we'll unveil a little bit of that live. Okay. Till next time, guys.
play this,
it was wonderful.
Can we play this future video just one more time, just to
Yeah, this is we're going out with this, fellas. Thank you for joining. We love you. You make this whole thing possible.
Thanks, guys.
One more time.
Hey, Brandon. I was curious if you want to know about the future. Future time. Incoming future time. We shall talk about the future. The future of Under the Rug.